Hi, I'm Mark Forsythe with the BC Historical Federation, and historical research happens all around our province. And the BC Historical Federation Centennial Legacy Fund is there to help with this groundbreaking research. And it is time to get your application in for said Centennial Legacy Fund. And Doug Brigham is a fellow member of the Historical Federation Council, and he is here to tell us more about this award and what you have to do to get some money. Hi, Doug.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Getting the word out about applying for the Centennial Legacy Fund right now. And what is it, first of all? Could you tell us what the money is for?
Well, the Centennial Legacy Fund is an annual award provided by the British Columbia Historical Federation. It is meant to provide funds to institutions or organizations or committees. They can be organizations like museums or archives, historical societies. They can also be individuals in the public or the private sector. And it's meant to provide funding to support not so much operational needs, but things like research needs, project needs, maybe getting exhibitions up and going, or doing special projects that the group would not otherwise do.
So as we look at these applications, what are we looking for, and who's going to qualify?
Well, we're looking for projects that maybe bring new aspects of British Columbia history and heritage to light, that help to make a contribution to our understanding of BC's past and maybe how that influences the present and the future, and reveal something new and interesting to people from different areas of the province.
Some examples. Who have we awarded money to before?
Well, last year we awarded money to the South Asian Studies Institute at the University of the Fraser Valley, and that was to enable them to do some research work on questions of the women who were not present here in the lives of South Asian immigrants to British Columbia starting in the late 19th century, early 20th century. Those were mostly men, and they were mostly not able to bring their wives and their families with them. So there's this whole idea that the women are missing from the lives here, and the men would go back to India, and they had entire families and lives there in parallel to the lives here. But the women simply aren't present. And so one of the vehicles for getting into that discussion is to look at some of the photographs, some of the studio portraits taken of groups of men who were often relatives, their uncles and their nephews and their sons and brothers, but their women aren't there. And so that's part of what the group at UFV were looking at. Previously, back in 2018, we provided some funding to Jacqueline Pierce to work with a couple of colleagues on translating a number of haikus prepared by the Tashme Haiku Poetry Club at the Tashme internment camp. And that was up in Sunshine Valley, which I've driven past all my life. I grew up in the Okanagan, so I drove past Sunshine Valley all the time. I didn't realize that there had been a very, very large Japanese internment camp there called Tashme. And they had a very active haiku poetry club. They published a couple of anthologies of their poetry back in 1945, 1946, and Jackie and her colleague were working to translate those. So that's a very important piece of BC history. It's not that far out of living memory, really. It's not, and is not very widely known. So that was important work.
Wonderful story. And something else that is really special about the Centennial Legacy Fund is we give these people the opportunity to tell readers of our BC History magazine about their projects as well. And Jackie did a wonderful piece on the Tashme haiku. The deadline to get the application is coming fairly quickly. How could people do that?
They can apply online on the bchistory.ca website, and the deadline to apply is March the 1st. So it's coming up quickly. That's the deadline for this round. You could apply, I think, pretty much at any time throughout the year, but after March 1st, it would be for the following year.
Something people should know is you can always donate as well. We're always looking to build that Centennial Legacy Fund. And it's our centennial. It's our 100th anniversary in the year ahead, and this fund is a nod to that, and also British Columbia history. This is the 150th anniversary of us joining Confederation. Doug, we encourage people to get their applications in, and we look forward to reviewing them and telling people about who's going to be getting the money to do this great work. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mark.